Hey, this is Wade with alltheway.com. So in this video, let me show you some basic exercises that you can do in order to improve your line quality. Now, whenever you draw a sketch, it's basically a series of lines, and the way that you apply those lines will make all the difference in your drawing. So let me show you what how most artists apply their lines and some exercises that you can do, in order to achieve that kind of quality in your drawings. Alright, so I'm going to zoom in real close and let me show you in general, how you should make contact on the piece of paper with your pencil. Now, when you're drawing a line, you generally don't want to just go in like this and then go like that. The reason is, your starting and end points are very harsh, and it's hard to blend in. If you want to continue the line later on, it's a little bit harder. So in general, if you want to do like a nice continuous line, you want to kind of envision it kind of like an airplane, landing on the landing strip and then taking off again. So it's a very nice, smooth motion where you kind of go. You start off, a little bit further back, and you come in and you zoom out. So you come in and you take off again. So with a line like this, you can see that right here, there's taper. It's tapered, ease in and ease out. And that will allow you to, when you want to continue the line, you can, you kind of zoom in, just kind of do that. And that's how you can make a nice continuous line. So a way to practice it is just keep trying, just keep doing that. So you're zooming in and zooming out. Now you can go this way too, it's the same thing. Whichever way you find is more comfortable to your arm. Now you can go a little bit harder and then lift off again. So there, that's how you should try to practice your lines, just to get the better feel, so that you can very easily lift off and create these nice taper edges. Now, another way to practice this kind of line quality is actually it's pretty fun technique. You start off hard, but then you kind of flicker out. Okay, so it's almost like you're drawing some kind of grass, right? You start off like that and you push off. It's actually a very effective technique, and help you get the feel of being able to lift off as you're going out. So this is actually pretty cool. I mean, you can just keep practicing this, and you can actually shade like this, because for a period of time, let me show you a quick example. The comic book world, a lot of people for a period of time were actually using that techniques to shade musculature. So let's say this is here's Arnold's arm. So here's his muscles, right? So the way they shaded was that they'll just follow this, almost like drawing in the individual striations, on the musculature. It's actually kind of fun, and they did this for a while. They don't do it anymore, I think. So you can actually just follow in. It's it's kind of a neat way of shading. It's kind of fun to do, and it's relatively quick. So you can just keep shading like that. You just kind of follow it through. Okay, so like here. Go in like that. Alright. So here you can just darken this. So there. It's kind of a fun shading technique. It's good exercise, for you to get used to, being able to create a nice soft taper. Now, another exercise you can do for you to practice the direction of the flickering is you can just do a couple of lines like this, and then your purpose is to fill this whole area in so that it looks like it's just one, solid shape without any, other areas being darker than others. So you see that? And what this does, it forces you to follow, these directional lines. Like if you do something like this, and if you try to shade it in this way, I mean, it's almost impossible to try to get it smoothed out because, the minute you cross, this area gets darker. So by forcing you to follow these lines, it forces you to follow the direction. And only by following the same direction of these lines will you be able to get it smooth. Right? So you could even do, something crazy, and maybe say like this. Now you gotta follow this off this way, and then now you gotta slowly go off this way, right? So that kind of fans out and meets up to that edge. Right? Because if you don't, let's say you have this and this, and then you shade off like this. It's a little bit harder. So this is another, quick exercise you can do. So your goal is just to try to get it as smooth as possible. So once you get the hang of it, your line quality can be something like this. So if I'm drawing like a line, see how it's just like multiple strokes, right? I come in, I lift out. Come in, lift out. So this way you can do a nice line and it's always continuous. You can go wherever you want. Now let's say you want to make this a little bit darker, and it's the same thing. You just kind of come in these areas and just come back right. Swoops right back out. So you break these down, my lines is actually just like this, right? That's really what I'm doing. So just kind of, so you add all this up, this is what you get. So that's how you can draw nice, clean lines, the ability to be able to come in and come out. And most of the lines are drawn this way. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you next time.